Good morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to Tavern Talk, where we maybe possibly get to hear some more about shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadowbanes and was eager to prove myself. It's said there are great riches far in the depths of the Gravelmac, a dangerous mountain range in eastern Pessoa. Hidden treasure troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owed some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Bleak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems I had managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call. I will never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts. They sound kind of cute. They were not cute. If you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter some. Pray you never will. No thanks. Innkeep, hand me a drink, will ya? Coming right up, Lynn. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful? Exactly. Strong and powerful. That'd be the Southern Brawler. So we need a bit of this. And a bit of this. And a lot of this. And that's that. Ta-da! A drink. You have a messed up definition of strong. Really? Was that the wrong drink? Strength lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, and yours need a prescription. Uh-oh. Say, Innkeep, you got room in your neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure, got one for me? You bet. It's what my Baba used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. Thank you, Lynn. Sailor's courage. Okay. So, since you're here in my tavern unharmed and in somewhat good spirits, I'm guessing you survived your encounter with the Wyvern Chimera. I did, obviously. Congratulations. You encountered a Chimera? Sure did. Lived to tell the tale too. You or the Chimera? Both. Cool. And are you a beast slayer? I am, though this time no beast was slain. I'm Caerlin. You? Melly, the greatest detective in the whole wide world. And this is my assistant. Your assistant got a name? Malachite. I see. So, Melly, you're interested in chimeras? I'm interested in everything, chimeras especially. If you like, I'll tell you, that sneaky innkeep, and your punk in crime over there, how I outsmarted one. Yes, please. I would love that. Well, alright, strap in tight then. Our friendly innkeep here sent me on a quest to collect some saliva from the Wyvern Chimera in the Quack Mangrove. It's the key ingredient for vampire sunscreen. That makes sense. The issue is, the marshland's the Chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own domain. So I went the route of trickery. My Baba always said all the chimeras she encountered enjoyed some good subterfuge. I ain't really the brainy type, but I thought even if I failed, it might be entertained enough to help me anyhow. Needed to pick a clever approach, of course, so I did the only reasonable thing to do in this situation. I talked to a mouse. A mouse? A mouse. Found one local to the marshland. Offered him a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. Was pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse? Everyone knows chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy. Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find and made myself invisible. You can do that? Not usually, but the innkeep's drinks come with great perks. They do indeed, though I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong a word. But with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Ooh, I think I know where this is going. Got quite the hand in camouflage, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I gathered some underbrush, sticks and leaves and made some glue from tree resin and spit. Spit? Everything holds together better with spit. Let me jot that down. Sure thing, kiddo. So, I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage. Put some mud on my face and was ready to go. So, dressed up and camouflaged, the mouse and I, unseen, approached the chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream and 2 of its heads were in deep discussion about the sanctity of canon compliance. What kind of heads did it have, besides the dragon one obviously? Classic lion and snake head combo? Course, all of them heard us approaching. First, they seemed curious, but all 3 of them froze up when they saw the mouse. Little thing looked mighty tall with his improvised wizard hat. I stayed right behind him, making his footsteps sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. The different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the chimera trying to hide its fear as the mouse drew nearer, so I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at that point, loudly announced that he was a great wizard. and he had come to collect spellcasting ingredients for his plane switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the Chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the Chimera was more than ready to take up the offer. Though it did briefly argue with itself on whether fleeing was the better option. The snake wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled. Or I growled. One and the same, really. So the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return, he would leave the Chimera in peace forever. Helped a lot that he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity when there was more in-creature arguing, but finally the Chimera agreed. It filled the bucket with plenty of saliva within a disturbingly quick time frame. Happy to have avoided any monumental violence, the mouse wizard and his bucket of valuable Chimera saliva floated away. Promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse. Guess I got some of my Baba's brains and charm after all. More than some, it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave him the enormous amount of cheese I had promised him. Wouldn't that much cheese be way too heavy for a single mouse to carry? Turns out the mouse was actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. Disappeared with the cheese and just left its ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I could ask him why he hadn't said something sooner. About the whole wizard thing, you know. Ah, a typical mouse with a wizard hat, I see. I prefer the detectives, personally. Me too. Afterwards, I thought I was in the clear. When suddenly I felt something breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eyes of a Wyvern Chimera. Apparently, it had wanted to know where the wizard would take his leave, so that it could move to a more secure spot. Thought I was about to be smoke. But apparently Baba was right. They do like a good ruse. So it wasn't mad? No, it was amused. Impressed even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words. Strange words? Stranger than a talking dragon head? I mean, that's kind of what dragon heads do, right? Not sure. Maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hope will fall and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final thread, burying the past and keeping the dead. Sounded like a bunch of, to me. How blasphemous. Didn't say it wasn't real, but why do they gotta make these things so cryptic? Ain't no one got time to interpret this kind of stuff. That's the thing with prophecies, no need to interpret them. You'll realize exactly what they mean soon enough. What hero do you think it was talking about? No clue. I bet it's you. I ain't no hero. I think you might be, Lynn. You know what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought that saliva to Kyle the vampire, I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again will be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine. Might as well. Guess I owe that leech a thanks for providing me with a strange adventure. Did you have fun? It was... fun? Yes, I'll admit it, it was fun. Just wish I could tell my Baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in, Innkeep. Thank you, I try. Now, any of you happen to know where I can find this vampire? Last saw him at the Gaia temple. The priests might know where he went. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it. The information, I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use a greatsword? That's it? Sure thing. Right now? Is right now okay? I've got the time. It might take you more than one lesson though. That's okay. I've also got time. It's a deal then. I'll show you the basics and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That is, if your assistant is alright with that? Don't care. Not my circus, not my monkey. Okay, kiddo. Let's go. Innkeep, can we use your front yard? Of course. Will do. Are you coming too, Mal? No. I'll stay here and have another drink. Okay. You can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Innkeeper, do you have any quests I could go on after this? To practice my sword and stealth skills? Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. I can't wait. I'm going to destroy any challenge with wits, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha! I know you will. But first, I gotta practice. See you later. I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Some would call it optimism. A waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Another drink, please. Same as before. Sweet and all. Coming right up. Sailor's courage. Okay. Sunny breeze, right? That's what we gave them. So, we use this. And then, that's enough brains. So now we just need to put in a little bit of this. And then a lot of this. There we go. That's a sunny breeze. Some sweet optimism for my most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. So, Malachite, just leave me to my pondering. Got it. Aww. Hi, Fable. We'll hear what Fable's got to say in the next episode. For now, thank you so much for watching and spending a little of your time with me here today. It was lovely to have you. Please remember to be kind to yourself. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you again next time.